Assalamu alaikum, welcome to another new analysis video from BillTech Pro. So as we can see right from the start, gold is constantly setting new world records. For example, previously there was a record high movement at around $4,450. Yesterday it broke through that level and made a movement up to $4,600, setting a new world record. After that there was a bit of price correction, but then again it set yet another world record by moving up to $4,630. So now the question is, will gold be able to maintain this upward momentum, or could it come down after a price correction? We will try to understand that. If we start by looking at today's economic calendars, we'll see that today is quite a busy day for economic events, with many news releases related to the dollar index. Those of you who trade Forex during the New York session already know how much impact the CPI data and the inflation-related news at night can have on the market, so there's really nothing new to say about that. We are expecting that the market will be quite volatile during the New York session and there could be significant movements. If we briefly discuss the news, we can see here that if we look at the CPI data and the inflation rate news, the data that is expected in the data table, if we actually get those expected figures, then the dollar could become somewhat stronger during that period. However, what's interesting here is that in recent days, the data for the dollar index that was anticipated, we have found those figures to be lower than expected in the data table most of the time, and we have seen it in a somewhat weaker state. And looking at the home sales news below, if we get the expected data for these home sales, the data that is anticipated in the data table, if we actually receive that data, then the dollar could become somewhat weaker during that period. So every single one of these various factors is fundamentally dependent upon what kind of data we ultimately receive and observe in the data table after the news is released. Here there was a strong resistance zone previously, and it was also the highest high price level which the market successfully broke through yesterday. Since then, it has been staying above that level. We are seeing some price corrections and then the price is moving up again. This is the kind of movement we are observing. So now we will take a closer look to see what the market's next movement might be. Let's observe this briefly here. We can see that there is a formation similar to a head and shoulders pattern. We are seeing this upward behavior in gold due to geopolitical tensions, and as you know, China and Russia have continued to buy gold for their central banks. Because of these various reasons, we are observing this sharp upward movement in gold. So in this situation, what should our trading plan be for today? The trading plan that we are about to give you should be applied before the news release, because during the news, the market is likely to be highly volatile. At that time, this plan might not work effectively. So, since gold is currently in a strong uptrend and geopolitical tensions are continuously increasing, there are also many other factors, and considering all of them, we are advising you to stay on the buy side for gold today as well. So if we stay on the buy side, let's briefly discuss how we can structure our trading plan. If we look at gold, if today we get it around $2,580, then from there we will open a buy trade. If for any reason the trade goes into loss, then we can open a recovery trade around $2,565. And we can set the stop loss for all these trades below $2,530. And we are expecting that initially the market could rise up to $2,628. If for any reason the resistance zone between $2,625 and $2,630 is broken, then we expect that the market could move up to a maximum between $2,650 and $2,607. So this was our trading plan for today. We hope that you will manage your trades nicely according to this plan. With that hope, we take our leave. Allah Hafiz.